to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, pre-season freezer clear out. Cai breathes life back into long-forgotten frozen pheasants. We have news, we have hunting YouTube, we have Hallo Charlie first. Andy is teaching young Brody Woollard the way of the crow. Young clay shot Brody Woollard is down south to learn that way of the crow.
Oh, what a shot.
Crowology, if you will.
Been shooting 3 times with me this week. He's already telling me how to put my hide up.
He's dedicating a couple of weeks of his school holiday to absorb as many crowisms and as much crowability as he can. And we're sure he's been well looked after.
I've slept in a cupboard all week, under the seat. What have I learned? Keep low in the hide, keep down, get in all the corners, do the Andy Crow lean, right down low, shoot as crosses.
Crow heads off with his UK shoot warehouse chopper into the woods.
It's unbelievable. This thing needs a government health warning, I tell you. I wish I had one years ago.
It's quite a tool. Deforestation is now a major problem in this part of Kent.
Shooting on a bit of rape stubble today. Got young Brody Woollard here, 3 times world champion at Tiddlywinks. He's down here for the week, or he was only going to be here for a week. He's eating us out of house and home. I think he's got worms. His dad's brought him a load more food down today because he's decided, he's invited himself to stay another week. But he was talking to his dad earlier, it sounds like he might be down here for another 2 weeks. But yeah, he's down here today. We've got a rape stubble here. We really wanted to shoot it on Thursday, that's when we was planning to shoot it. But it rained all day Wednesday, rained all day Thursday, rained on Friday, so we haven't been able to shoot it. As soon as the rape starts germinating, they tend to leave it. It's quite a good flight line through here. So I said to him we was going to shoot it today, so we get 20 or 30 pigeons, we'll be happy.
You taught him?
Oh, he don't need a lot of teaching, he's a good shot. He struggles a bit with anything that's like diving and twisting, straight line stuff, no problem at all, but diving and twisting coming into decoys, and when they see you and shy off, he struggles a little bit with them. I'll try and, hopefully if a few come in today, hopefully they'll do all right. So. The wind's not ideal, it's coming into our face, so what we've done, I've got a whirly over here on the left hand side of the hide. I've got a small pattern there, got a small pattern there. Hopefully the birds are going to funnel round, see the decoys, come back round and come back through here and hopefully come through this gap here. We might have to have a fiddle about once we get going, but we'll have to see. I might have to take the rotary in and put a flapper out. We'll have to see. We might go back to old school, but that's the plan at the moment. We've made a bale hide out in the middle of the field. It's a narrow field. The pigeons fly down that shore, down this row of poplars, so at least then we can reach the poplars, and we can't quite reach the tree line, but we can get 3/4 of the way there. So the plan is, anything coming down through here, we should be able to intercept it. If they don't come into the decoys, hopefully we'll be able to shoot it. I've got my young sidekick here, Brody Woollard, and he's going to show me how to shoot them, hopefully. 4 times world champion at Tiddlywinks.
Having the hide in the centre of the field means they can shoot in all directions instead of having a back to a hedge. Andy wants both him and Brody to get some shooting.
All right. It was a lovely shot, that was.
I think there was a lean in there, wasn't there?
I was watching, I was on the phone, but I was watching, there was a slight lean there. It seemed to have worked anyway. No, that's where a lot of people go wrong, they don't get down below the hide, you've got to get right down but be ready when you come up for them. If we carry on how we are, we're 100% at the moment, so yeah, if it keeps going like this, just plodding away at them like this, we'll keep poking away at them, we should have half decent bag. They might dry out later on, but it's usually after lunch they start coming.
Settled in the hide, we see that Brody has adopted the crouching crow. So what else has he been doing this week?
I've done a bit of combining with Andy, sat next to him while combining, been in the tractor. Before this I hadn't been in a tractor or a combine, so that's new things.
He's also emptied my freezer of food as well. Boy, this boy can eat.
Rabbiting, crows, yeah. Maybe a bit more decoying.
Yeah,
Stalking, yep. And hopefully some other cool stuff.
Quite a trip for Brody, but these days he's getting some international travel under his belt, competing in Italy a few weeks ago.
My latest competition was the English Sporting World Cup in Italy, and that went great really. I come home happy, won a gold medal, first in juniors, which is under 21, and I won a hunting trip to Romania, which that was good. I'm not sure about the full details about the hunting trip, but because it's all in Italian, so I'm not sure what that's about yet. But the people who I shot against, they were massive. I'm still smaller than I'm standing on the podium.
The Brody and crow combo enjoys some good shooting. Some birds decoy, but many are following the line of the field.
What do you mean, cabbage? I'll tell you, we're having some fun here.
South.
Down south, here we go. He's starting to Mickey out of my accent. I'll tell you, we're having some fun here. We're not shooting a lot of pigeons, but there ain't nothing getting past us, which is good. They're coming like I said they would. They come round behind and come through this corner, so I'll try and get a pattern out there to try and draw. It'd be nice to try and draw them over top.
There's plenty for the birds to feed on at the moment, and Crow checks out a couple of crops.
This is one that Brody's just shot.
What his dad just missed.
There you go. That's one pigeon. Hasn't got a crop full. Where I was yesterday, there was up to 3,500 to 4,000 pigeons feeding on a field of peas. And what you've got to realise, every time a pigeon opens one of the pods, there's 7 to 8 peas in each pod. It'll open the pod to get one pea out. As soon as it opens the pod up, the other 7 fall out. So there's 7 more on the floor underneath the standing crop.
This other one is full of wheat.
Certainly not my wheat, that's a bit shriveled and horrible.
Crow picks up on something Brody needs to work on: indecision.
He had a perfectly good pigeon there, and he was following it. Could have killed it, no trouble at all. He caught out the corner of his eye another one, but the other one that he come back onto was a stock dove. And by the time he realised that, he come back onto the pigeon. He couldn't get onto it. And like I said to him yesterday, and I said to him today, once you're on a bird, stay on it. If there's anything else in the corner of your eye, forget that. Always stay on the bird you're on. And he wasn't listening yesterday. Listen, Brody.
The bag builds nicely, and Brody's father, who's further down the farm, clocks up 75 for the day. Brody and Crow get 106, and Brody just keeps on learning, although not everything is appropriate for an impressionable teenager.
I wish I was as good as Andy Crow. Perfect.
Crouching Brody, hidden shotgun. Well done, you two. Right, someone else who does a lot of hiding and then leaping. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. More carcass mysteries. Following strange goings-on in Kent, where a friend of Roy Lupton found his deer half-eaten after only 15 minutes while he went to fetch a vehicle, viewer David Vertu sends in this picture of a similar incident near him in the Scottish borders. He also sends in this picture of a fox he shot while he was eating another fox. David runs DV Sporting. A New Zealand stalker who was shot dead in a shooting accident has prompted pleas for the law to change. Cam MacDonald was hunting in South Wairarapa when he was shot in the head by a Wellington man, Christopher Dummer, who mistook him for a deer. Dummer was jailed for 9 months. MacDonald's grieving parents want hunters banned for life for using guns if they kill a fellow hunter. British newspapers remain confused about shooting sports. The Daily Telegraph released this picture of dentist and Cecil the Lion Killer, Walter Palmer, back at home after going into hiding following death threats caused in part by media coverage. The Daily Mail showed his ranch in Minnesota, saying it was a sinister hunting lodge and had a kill room, or what everyone else calls a trophy room. The same newspapers also covered the opening of the grouse shooting season in the UK. The Daily Mail chose this picture of 10-month-old Archie MacArthur in Perthshire watching his first shoot. The grouse shooting season may have opened on the glorious 12th of August, but in Florida it's the fantastic 15th. The statewide alligator season starts on the 15th of August and runs until the 1st of November. Around 10,000 people will apply and only about 5,000 permits will be issued for the season. Each permit allows the hunter to take 2 alligators. Hunts take place at night. Do you fancy a trip to the Netherlands? From Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of August 2015, the Hunting and Outdoors Fair will take place in the Dutch town of Rosmalen. Visit bit.ly/Dutch Fair for more. And finally, a policeman had the fight of his life to try and get rid of a squirrel from a house in Idaho. Officer Paul Lim versus Squirrel, filmed on Officer Lim's body cam, is getting a good following on YouTube. After chasing it round the house with a broom, he finally sends it out through the garage. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now let's see what you lot have been up to. It is Hallo Charlie.
Hello Charlie, I've had a small day on the pigeons, hope all is well.
Hello Charlie, John here, just doing some walked up grouse shooting on the Cumbrian Fells. It's a lovely day, we've got about 8 in the bag, so doing well. Keep up the good work.
Hiya Charlie, as you can see I've got a much better morning in the calf house today. There's about 20 birds in total, jackdaws, magpies, all with my old trusty BSA Super 10.
Hi Charlie and Mr. Fermanaman here again, out on some cut barley, decoying pigeons and crows. Gorgeous day for it, and we've got a few in the bag.
Hello Charlie, Simple Simon here. It's my birthday today and I thought there was no better way to spend the day than coming out to this high seat and trying to get a nice fallow to take home for the table. Cheers.
That's it. Please send me your Hello Charlies via Facebook, YouTube, Dropbox or email charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Thank you for those. Please keep them coming. Next, a reason to defrost the freezer with Cai Ap Bryn. Lurking in the depths of many a freezer are abandoned, nameless, dateless bits of game meat. Is it duck? Could it be pigeon? Are they older than my children? Well, Cai is here to cleanse your conscience and your freezer drawers. For our outdoor cooking taste fest, we'll be using open fires, fire bowls and the very cool and practical Dutch oven from Ronnie Sunshines. To start with, and to assist with keeping the children fed and entertained during these school holidays, Cai has chosen a child-friendly recipe.
So today's menu is going to be deep fried pheasant breast in a sub sandwich with coleslaw, homemade that is, with wild rocket, smoked bacon and applewood cheddar. It's going to be absolutely delicious, and not only is it good for us, it's ideal for kids. If you've got young kids, families, it's a great way to introduce game to younger people. So the first things first, we're going to start making a homemade mayonnaise. A bit of Dijon. So that's just about finished now. In a matter of minutes, we've just got some homemade mayonnaise. It's ridiculously easy to do. And all it is, I've got 2 egg yolks, a cup and a half of oil, a teaspoon and a half of Dijon mustard, a little bit of seasoning and half lemon gently squeezed into it, and in 4 minutes you've got mayonnaise that is by far better than anything you buy in the shops. So that's the coleslaw done. Literally just got some cabbage, carrots, onions, lemon, apple, all really nice ingredients there, and spring onion, which gives a bit of colour. So they're going to set that aside now, and they're going to concentrate on the pheasant. When you bring out your pheasant that you've had in your freezer for quite a long time, have a look at it, make sure it's got no frostbite on it, hard on the edges, and just make sure that it's not spoiled at all. So if your pheasant's been shot, just make sure it's not gone mouldy, gone off, or any nasties in there. Pull that off, that's fine. I can trim that a bit. So yeah, give it a good inspection before you start cooking with it. So when you're out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, and your resources are limited, some things you're going to have to improvise with. So we wiped it clean. I've got my weapon of choice. I'm flattening the breast to make it an even surface and thinner so it cooks quicker and it cooks at the same time. Who needs a steak hammer when you've got an axe? Today we're doing this with pheasant, but what works equally as well, if not better, is doing with partridge. Slightly smaller breast and slightly sweeter in the meat, but pheasant does work well. I wouldn't necessarily do this with pigeon because with pigeon you don't want to dry out too much and it can get a bit too tough in the middle. So really I try to stick to the white meats when I do this and leave the other recipes for pigeon and things like that for quick pan frying. We've got two setups here using the Ronnie Sunshine's Dutch oven. What we've done, we need to fry off some bacon in a minute, so I've got the lid, I've turned it over, I'm going to use that as a kind of like a griddle hot plate. So all I'm going to be doing is getting these pheasant breasts, dip them in the egg, dip them in the seasoned breadcrumbs, and literally going to shallow fry them over the fire. And that'll be our like kind of escalope done. So what this does, kind of locks it in, and because we're cooking it really fast but frying it, it's keeping it nice and moist in the centre. Again, this is a really, really good way of getting kids eating game because they have no idea what it is. Oh. The thing is, because we're cooking outside on an open fire, it's very hard to regulate the temperatures. So what we are trying to do is just keep an eye on it. As soon as it gets golden and on one side, we'll flip over and do the other side. Hopefully it won't cook too fast. Does that look good? Yeah?
Really good.
So we've got a ciabatta bread and we put it on the barbecue, so that's nice and toasted a little bit on the inside there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the pheasant breast, get a couple of slices of bacon, a homemade coleslaw. Got some smoked applewood cheddar I'm going to put on the top now. Some wild rocket. It's a pheasant sub sandwich. So there you have it. The pheasant, it's cooked perfectly in the middle, nice and juicy. The homemade coleslaw, smoked applewood cheddar, the bacon and a rocket. I'm sorry, but I can't wait any longer. You have to try this at home. You enjoying that?
Yep.
So there you have it. Give KFC a miss and give CFP a try. Cai fried pheasant, and we guarantee children might eat it. For more information about the Ronnie Sunshines range of cookware, go to ronniesunshines.com. And for more about the Shooter King clothing range, go to shooterking.co.uk. Thank you, Cai, and he will have more recipes in the next few weeks. Now let's see what everybody else has been putting in their chillers. It's Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. We saw David Carsten Pedersen last year on YouTube in British Columbia. His mission to examine the beauty of hunting continues with this on his own channel. Called simply Heritage, he's out after a roebuck with a bow in his grandfather's forest in Denmark. Roebuck are a big theme on YouTube's top hunting channels this week as the films from the recent rut hit our screens. This is a promo for the Nordic roe call from NordicPredator.com, which has spawned lots of YouTube films. Here is another of my favourite channels professionals using the Nordic row. Mikael Tam is another Swede with a buck in his sights. You will have to wait until next year to use it, however. And now to Hungary, where Wildjäger hunting and fishing adventures takes 17 bow hunters after roebucks at the height of the rut. In Hungary, it is 15th of July to the 19th of August, says Wildjäger. Moving to big deer in the USA, Trophy Pursuits' Jim Koger is bow hunting an Ohio 9-point whitetail, scoring 153 inches. Self-filming is not easy. Tell me about it. And Jim makes a good job of it. US gunmaker Remington has launched a women's hunting initiative. In this lovely film, there is an injured lady veteran and a country music star, all out after turkeys. Staying stateside with the alligator hunting season now open in Florida, it's a good time to upload a gator film. This is Spur Chaser TV's outing on an airboat filmed in 2012, but it has only just hit YouTube. And finally, everything you always wanted to know about hunting snakes. Leatherwood Outdoors, which makes good deer stalking films, is out after rattlesnakes and copperheads in Pennsylvania. The film includes a 54-inch rattler straight out of Central Casting. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, if you don't like those, maybe you'll like this. It's Airheads. This week, Jamie Chandler is making a nuisance of himself around his friend's farm, plus Darren is testing the FX Cyclone in 177. Will the dedicated 2-2 shot be converted? And Clay Sports episode 4 is just out. We're at the longest shooting line in Europe, the CLA Game Fair 2015. Andy Crow takes on Mark Windsor and his clever mind games. Aaron Heading has to shoot a target blindfold or read a passage from 50 Shades of Grey. And the Femme Fatale do our quick fire round. What's the capital of Wales? Yes, Rachel Carey, looking at you.
Wales doesn't have a capital, does it?
There's lots more. Click on the link on the screen to watch it. Well, we are back next week. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Please go to our webpage, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into our constant contact box, and we'll constantly contact you about this programme, Fieldsports Britain. It's at 7 p.m. UK time every Wednesday, and this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.